All right, Brent Fikowski here, the professor with the Professor Project, March 10th to March 16th. Training, breakdown, touching on a few things from training. Want to talk a little bit about some full speed training, sprinting, fast twitch, and then just a little bit about the mentality towards competing. And so this week we've got like an EMOM of deadlifts, we've got some speed front squats, and we've got some echo bike full tilt sprints on Monday if you're doing the double 2-day Fikowski training. So with all of those, really important to go full speed. So in those deadlifts, right, it's just it's an EMOM, about 70% of your max deadlift. It's easy to do, right? It's like you can lift 70% for two. Everyone's going to be capable of doing that. What you really need to focus on, it's same with the front squats, is doing it fast, right? So really thinking about like still doing good positions, being safe, don't hurt your back, all that stuff, but really moving that barbell as fast as possible. That can be hard to do when you've got a lot of other training to do. It can be easy just to kind of roll through that, do the deadlifts, get them, lock them out, put it on the floor, lock it out, and just get a little sweaty and out of breath. It's like, I did it, doubles, EMOM, like great. You gotta push the pace. You gotta think like there is you can use apps for this. I use an app called Metric that can track your bar speed that's free. But really, you gotta think, it's like there's some imaginary person out there that's watching these and they're gonna judge whether or not they're fast enough. And you have to do them fast enough. So really focusing on that. And it's the same with the echo bike sprints, right? I think it was just 5 sets. 5 sets of 20-second all out, which is, don't get me wrong, it's brutal. But I would rather you do 12 seconds or 15 seconds all out than do 20 seconds at 90% or even 95%. It's gotta be 100%. It's gotta be a sprint. And when you look at high level athletes in other sports, it's just so important to put in that zone 2 work on the one end of the spectrum, that low intensity to build that aerobic base, to really improve, your economy, all that stuff, and then do some training on the other end, right? The hard sprints, full speed stuff you can't maintain for more than 2 minutes or even 1 minute, like the really fast, intense stuff. That's how you get stronger. That's how you get faster. That's how you create adaptation, is at these two ends. And so if every time you're doing zone 2, you're going a little too hard, and every time you're sprinting, you're not going hard enough, you're not going to see the same level of results. General mindset thing. Obviously, this is online qualifier season with CrossFit, functional fitness, all that stuff, and be happy with your outcome. Be happy with your scores. I think a lot of times people can get upset. There'll be some workout and they've never seen the workout before, and they'll go, "Oh, I really wanted to do 200 reps. And then I'd be happy." Or, "Oh, I was hoping I could do it under 7 minutes. It took me 7 minutes 15. And you're going to make up these things when the workout is done. Or, "Oh, I really wanted to finish top 10% in my age category in my country," or something kind of obscure like that. Remember that these workouts are made up. Remember that, what really matters is, are you getting fitter? Are you moving your back squat numbers? Are you better at ring muscle ups than you were a year ago? Are you getting fitter on the machines? Are you getting better at running? Like, those are the true metrics of success. Those are the true metrics that you can control, and that's what you should be focusing on. And, I was talking to someone once, they had a team that went to Australia, and team from Australia that made the games a few times. And, after a workout, the competition was done and the athletes were looking back at the scores like, "Oh, if we just went 10 seconds harder in this workout, we would have got that many more points. If we had lifted a few more pounds here and hadn't made that mistake, we would have got a few more points there. And then instead of finishing, 15th in the world, we would have been in the top heat, we would have been 9th or something like that." And the coach was like, "Well, were you training really hard this year?" And they were, but he's like, "How hard did you push those rowing sprints, 2 months ago? Or how hard, did you get to the gym early and did you warm up? Did you stay late and do your accessories? Did you go to bed early? Did you stop drinking alcohol?" Like, those are the things that are going to make the difference in competition. It's not as much the actual decisions on the competition floor. And I think sometimes people can get really upset about, "Oh, I wish I would have done one more repetition." And then it's like, yeah, but if you were just fitter, you would have got a better score. And fitness comes from, dedication. No one gets to do that work for you. You're the one that has to put in that work. So just a little reminder there, to really focus on the process and get better, truly get fitter, truly get stronger, and truly improve your technique over time, and the competition results will fall in line. So that's the main thing I wanted to talk about. The other thing I briefly wanted to talk about was just, it ties into that, but really the accessories this week, right? We've got side bends, we've got planks, we've got hamstring curls or hamstring sliders, right? Like, put a little extra emphasis on those. Put a little extra intention. Doesn't mean more weight, but just like focus on like a deeper range of motion, a tighter squeeze, really holding the tempo. All of those details, those are going to be the details that make the difference by the end of this week and by the end of this year. So that's it. Any questions? Train Heroic. Always hit me up, and hold on for next week. Next week's going to be fun.